Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nani. I had something completely different planned, but this was where the cards fell, so I'm just going with it. This is my favorite flavor from Alani Nu. And no, it is not sponsored. I just enjoy them. Anyways, let's get right on to it. Also, did you hear that? Right? It's quiet. My dog is behaving. My parents took my daughter out for the day. My husband is out doing some errands or whatever he's doing. So it is a great filming day. Like I was saying in the beginning, it's going to be a little bit different type of video. It will have some book content, but I also want to share some of the things that we were up to this weekend. My parents came to town and we ended up doing a few cool things. So I just kind of wanted to share that with you. In the next few clips, I'll show you a little bit of a B-roll footage of everything that we got up to. But for right now, I did want to do a quick update book-wise. I think 2 videos before this one, I was reading Savage Lover for my morning reading time video. If you did watch the video, you know that I wasn't able to finish fully Savage Lover. However, I did get pretty far into the book. Since that video, I did finally finish Savage Lover and I ended up giving it 2 stars. I'll go more into like my final thoughts when we do the March wrap up, which I'll be doing by the end of the video, but just know that 2-star, it was good. I honestly don't really have much more to say. And yesterday I ended up finishing Butcher and Blackbird by Breen Weaver. I ended up giving this one 4 stars. What a journey this was. I feel like overall it was a pretty good reading weekend. I'm happy that I was able to finish 2 of the books that I was in the middle of this one, and this one I literally just had like 30 pages to finishing it, so glad I got those done. We had a really good time this weekend. I am very tired, hence the energy drink that I'm drinking right now, and I'm really happy that I am able to just get this time and be by myself for a few hours. I'm probably gonna use some of that time to read as well, because I think I've said this in a million videos now, but it is coming. I'm going to do some reading for Magnolia Parks and give some updates for that reading vlog, so look forward to that. I'm gonna also haul some things that I was able to get during this weekend, which is very, very fun. I'm looking at it right now. It's on the background here, but really excited for that, so I'll see you in a little bit. Welcome back. So fun-filled weekend. We went to Universal, ended up making the jump to Island of Adventures, also went to St. Augustine here in Florida. So it was just a very good time, and it was nice to be able to get out of the house and out of like the whole everyday type routine. Let me share some books first, and then I can show you some of the things that I was able to get at the park. Book wise, it's actually one that I've gotten a while back, and I kind of just didn't talk about it. I didn't forget about it, I just didn't talk about it at all. So that book that I got, But First Lies Wins by Ashley Elston. I have no idea what this book is about. Don't ask me because I have none nothing on what this book is about. One of my coworkers really liked it. She said that from the first chapter she was hooked. I want to read this one soon. We'll see if that's going to be within the next few weeks or when, but it is on my radar. If you read it, let me know if you liked it. That's one of the books that I recently got. And then yesterday we made a jump to one of our favorite used bookstores, and you will not believe what I found. Now my dog decided to play with this squirty toy. It was going so good. Anyways, I found Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Take two. So I got Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, and you're like, Nani, you already have that. You even have the special edition with Zayden's like extra chapters. What are you doing? Well, this one is actually the German version. Leo, please give me like 10 more minutes and I'll be done and we can play. This is actually the German version, and look at those red edges. My husband actually saw it while we were browsing because I was in the Roman section, and he always loves looking at the collectibles and like the collections area of that store. So he actually was the one that saw it, and when he brought me over to see it, I was like, done, put it in the cart, we're taking it. They also had Iron Flame, the German special edition version, but budget-wise, it wasn't feasible for us to get both of them, and Fourth Wing I loved more than Iron Flame, so that's why I decided to get Fourth Wing instead. I think that's all book-wise, so moving on to like non-bookish type things. Like I said, we went to Universal, and I believe Universal is where the Diagon alley for Harry Potter is. I was looking for a house sweater. Obviously, they had so many little things there from each house. I wanted a sweater because I work from home. I'm always in a sweater. I just like to feel cozy. And for the house, the one that I got was Hufflepuff, which love. So I got a Hufflepuff sweater. Here's what it looks like. I mean, tell me that doesn't look amazing. And then my husband got the Ravenclaw one because he got Ravenclaw as his house. It's the exact same one, but his is blue, like dark blue on here. And obviously it says Ravenclaw, and like the accents and stuff, it's like dark blue instead of yellow. Obviously, that's the one that he got, and this is the one that I got. Then my parents actually bought me some bags that I'm excited to share. I used to not be like a bag person, but after becoming a mom, I need a bag for every single thing. So I started to become a bag person, and I actually have like my mom bag, which is like a huge purse where we can just throw things in. And I also put my books in there. My husband got a little book sleeve for me for Christmas, and it's been fun. So I've been loving kind of like searching for new book bags. And I've always kind of wanted like those little backpacks that you see in the Disney parks where they have like designs from like your favorite movies and stuff like that. So when I saw these two, I was like, I don't know which one to get. I was very undecisive, so I'm really glad and really happy that my parents got me both. First bag that I got was actually this one. It's actually the letter that Ron's mom sends him when he's at Hogwarts and he steals the car. This is the letter, but it's in form of a bag. Look how pretty, beautiful, detailed that is. I mean, when you open it up, it's like opening the letter. Beautiful. I already tested it and I can fit 2 books in there. Obviously, if I'm only taking books, then 2 books will fit in here. If I want to put my wallet or like something else, then 1 book, I can add those things. But look at how that pretty that is. It's like opening the letter, and then you actually open this up, and it has Ron's mom's letter in it. I mean, how pretty and cool is that? And then on the back, it also has like Ron's info, I guess. The next bag that I got is actually Hufflepuff specific. It had really fun ones for the specific houses. Like I saw one that was like it was like a rectangular or square style bag, and it was like the wardrobe that they use, like the robes with the white shirt and the tie with the house colors. That one was pretty, but it wasn't really much my style. And then there were like like ones with the owl, one with the whole castle design. But then I saw these ones and they were all so pretty. Like the Gryffindor was like red, Slytherin obviously was green, Ravenclaw was blue or navy blue. And then this one, the one that I got for Hufflepuff, is actually like a little neutral brown color with the little yellow accents for Hufflepuff, and then the little, I don't know what that is. Badger, is it? I can't remember the name. I know it in Spanish, but I can't remember it in English. But really pretty. The straps is like black with like silver accents. Love that. And I can't wait to go on more bookish dates and just bring this along. So that was the haul for the fun adventure for the weekend. Now I kind of wanted to just do the March wrap up and April TBR in this video because it's not gonna be that long of a video by itself, so I'd rather just add it in here so that way next week I can finally upload the Magnolia Parks reading vlog. So I was able to read 5 books in March, which I'm very happy about, and just by looking at them, they were pretty solid reads, so I'm really happy with the books that I read for the month of March. I'm gonna go through them fairly quickly and the order that I read them. First book that I read was Stolen Heir by Sophie Lark. I ended up giving this one 2.75. I still enjoyed the first book, Brutal Prince, a whole lot more. I really did enjoy it. It was a very fast read. I just wasn't really connecting with characters at all, not even the romance portion of it, but it was enjoyable. Quick read. 2.75 seemed like a good enough rating for that. Then I was able to finish Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. If you saw my Reading Popular Romance reading vlog, you already know how I feel about this book. 5 stars through and through. I would give it 1,000,000 stars if I could. Loved it. Loved the characters. Loved the romance. I loved every single thing about this book. It did not disappoint, which was one of the things I was really scared about because so many people loved it. And then I also started seeing it a lot on like Book Talk and Instagram and all that. So I started getting a little bit skeptical and like I didn't want to have such high expectations for them to just not be met whatsoever. But I am happy to say that it exceeded those expectations by a lot. So really happy that I read this. Next book that I finished was Flawless by Elsie Silver. It was also in the same vlog that I read Archer's Voice, so you know more of my thoughts on there. But I ended up giving this one 4.5 stars. Really loved it. Small town cowboy romance. He's actually a bull rider. Enemies to lovers. One bed trope. What more can you ask for? I mean, like I said, I really loved it. The only reason I didn't give it 5 stars was because it didn't give me that same feeling that Archer's Voice did. And I read those two like side by side and back to back to each other. So since I didn't feel that same like 5-star feeling, that's the only reason I gave it 4.5 stars. And it was a very, very solid read, and I can't wait to continue reading the rest of the series. Next book that I finished is Savage Lover by Sophie Lark. This is the 3rd book in the Brutal Birthright series. I ended up giving it 2 stars. I just enjoyed, again, the first book a lot more, and then between this one and Stolen Heir, I ended up enjoying Stolen Heir a little bit more. For this one, it just felt way too insta-lovey. And I was kind of confused because it seemed like they knew of each other because I think they were in like the same school or high school or whatnot, but they didn't know about each other enough. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like I'm confusing myself. What I'm trying to say is that I think they knew of each other because they live in the same town, they went to the same school and whatnot, but when they had the first encounter, it kind of felt as if they didn't know each other at all. And then all of a sudden they were in love with each other. Explain that to me. So I just wasn't vibing with that. Yeah, I don't know. I think I was enjoying, I guess, their stories separately, like Nero's story separately to Camille's story. And when it came to the romance portion of it, I just didn't care. I feel like that's something that I should care about for to give it a high rating. So I ended up going with 2 stars. I mean, it wasn't a bad read. It was an enjoyable read, but I just really didn't care about their love story. And then the last book that I ended up reading was Butcher and Blackbird by Breen Weaver. I ended up giving this one 4 stars. I think this is the craziest book yet that I've read, and I loved it. Really enjoyed this book, and I'm also glad I took my time reading it because there was a part where I kind of started getting saturated with what was going on. Very out of pocket things that were happening. I don't know if that's the best way to describe it, but that's the word that came to my head. It was just so bizarre, the things that were happening in this book in terms of like, I guess, dark romance. I'm not a dark romance reader. I do enjoy like dark romance every now and then, but I'm not like a full-on dark romance reader. So it was very weird, very interesting, but nonetheless really enjoyable read for this one, and glad that I was able to take the pause that I did and kind of like soft DNF for like 1 to 2 weeks and then finishing it off for this weekend, because I loved that second part of me actually reading the book and finishing it. I enjoyed it. I didn't feel like I had to finish it. I really wanted to finish it, so it really enhanced kind of like that journey while reading the book. So yeah, overall, really enjoyed it. I definitely recommend it. I did recommend it to my coworker. She's reading it right now, and I'm loving seeing the thoughts and the comments that she has as she's reading it. So that's really fun. So if you haven't picked this one up, definitely do. And leave me in the comments below what your thoughts are on this crazy ride. Yeah, there you have it. It was a very good reading month. I had a 2.75, 5 stars, 4.5 stars, 2 star, and a 4 star. If you read any of these, let me know your thoughts down below. Let's go through my April hopefuls. The first book that I want to add on my April TBR was Bloody Heart by Sophie Lark. This is actually the 4th book in the Brutal Birthright series. I really want to continue on with the series, and I think this is Dante's story, and I want to say is like second chance, because when I was reading the synopsis for it, it says that the girl and him knew each other, and I think they were actually together also. And then after like 9 years, they are reconnecting, and there's a secret involved. I thinking through the secrets of what it might be, and I have some theories. There's one specific theory that I have. I will not say it because I don't want it to be a spoiler if it ends up being what I think it is, but I think I know what a secret might be. So if it is, I think that might knock it down maybe 1 or half a star for me, because I don't like when I know what's going on before I even start the book just by looking at that synopsis. We'll see what happens there, but really excited to get to reading this one. The next book that I have for next month is Ricochet by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is part of the Addicted series. I've had this one for a long time. I think I bought it alongside with the first book when I first bought it, and I'm honestly not looking forward to this book, just because from what I've heard, it's kind of like their journeys separately. This is just based on what I've heard. And it's kind of like that intermission, I guess, in their love story or whatnot. Because the first book, how it ended, this is kind of like literally a continuation as they're doing the journey that they're doing. I really want to read the whole series overall, so I'm gonna put on my big girl pants and just get this one done and get it over with. I haven't really heard bad things about it. I think it's just the content of what it is. It's just kind of hard. The next book that I have is Kings of Wrath by Anna Huang. This is the first book in the Kings of Scene series. I believe it's a marriage of convenience, so we'll see how that goes. I really enjoyed the Twisted series, so if this is kind of like similar to that, I mean, it's the same author, so I'm guessing the writing style is going to be similar. I think the one people actually enjoy the most is Queen of Greed, I want to say. So I really want to get to that one, and I just can't read, even though if they're interconnected standalones, I cannot read them out of order. I have to go in order in order to, like, I don't know, kind of feel like I'm getting the full experience of reading the series. So want to start with this one, and it's been on my radar for a long time, so might as well just pick it up. Next book that I want to add on my April TBR is Collided by Lauren Asher. I read Throttled, I want to say like last year or 2 years ago, and I enjoyed it. It's Formula One. I actually ended up even getting a Formula One board game. Really fun, very simple, but I think it was even my first ever Formula One book that I've read. I want to say this one's Enemies to Lovers. I know we see Liam on Throttled very briefly. I quite honestly cannot remember if Sophie appears in Throttled. But nonetheless, I'm really excited. I want to say is the Friends. Like, maybe, I think this one is like rivals to friends to lovers, I want to say, just by reading at the back. I'm really excited to get to this one soon. And the last two that I have are actually rollovers from last month's TBR. And those ones are The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. I don't have to really go too much into detail on this one. Really excited for this. And the other one is Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Another popular one. I don't feel like I have to go too much into it, but I really wasn't able to get to these two last month. So I'm really looking forward to see if I'm going to be picking them up for the month of April. So there you have it. These are going to be my April hopefuls. We'll see which ones I end up getting to. The top two I'm looking forward to reading the most are Collided by Lauren Asher and Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I think I'm gonna end the vlog here, and since Archer's Voice was my favorite book of the month, leave me a light blue heart emoji in the comments below if you've made it this far. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. I hope you'll have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.
You don't need to be Prince Charming to me. I just need this to be real. I don't need no fairy tale. You don't need